Meet the Dell Vostro 3558, a sub $350 Ubuntu certified and Intel Pentium powered laptop. I personally am not the kind of a person to prefer laptops over desktop PCs. One of the main reasons being that most of my work is the kind of stuff that laptops aren't really designed for. Compiling Android from source would be a good example. It requires the hardware to run at its absolute maximum capacity for an extended period of time, generating a lot of heat and degrading the hardware in cases such as laptops where the airflow is not adequate. And even if there are laptops designed to handle such workloads, they are usually called portable workstation. They cost thousands of dollars and they aren't really portable. The portability part is just in the name. They are just kind of bulky stuff that you carry around and keep it on the table to work, and really heavy stuff, man. But the world being the way it is right now, there comes a time where one needs a full-fledged computer that can be moved around a little bit, taken to meetings and seminars where they can hook it up to a projector to give presentations and whatnot. So my main focus when I went out to buy this particular laptop was that it needed to be cheap and it needed to have a low powered processor, uh, and of course a full Linux capability. Now I'm not the kind of person that would do, as I said, heavy workload on a laptop, so I wasn't really looking for a processor with a grunt. I was just looking for something that would do the work, nothing more than that. Some light browsing and word editing and that kind of stuff, maybe a few command lines here and there. Enter my laptop at an extremely low price range of only 23,000 rupees in India and around $300 elsewhere. It is powered by 4 gigs of RAM, 500 gigs of hard drive storage, and a more than capable Intel Pentium 3805U dual core processor clocked at 1.9 GHz. Now, I've had no issues with browsing around 10 web pages on Google Chrome. The RAM is adequate enough and the processor is fast enough to process all the information. Again, this is a very lightweight laptop in terms of the kind of load it would be handling. Talking about Ubuntu certification, this means that all the hardware on this device will have an open source and Linux capable driver. But I never intended to run Ubuntu on this laptop anyways. I chose to run Fedora instead. Now I have been using Ubuntu for more than 6 years now and it has gotten kind of monotonous to use the same operating system every day. Now I do have to still use Ubuntu on my main desktop, and the reason being that the Android source code is much more tuned to be properly compiled on a Ubuntu based desktop. But I wanted a bit of change, some new stuff to go on with, and I ended up choosing Fedora, and that actually works great for now. I'm enjoying it, learning a few new things. Now back to the hardware, the processor is also bundled up with an 8th generation Intel HD GPU with the max clock speed of around 800 MHz. It's great for games like Grow Home that don't really require a lot of graphical power, and it works absolutely fine with Steam's in-home game streaming along with the 5 GHz network and a gigabit LAN option. The Steam in-home gaming works really well, better than it would on a Raspberry Pi and better than it would on a device like Upboard. So it's really nice to have a very light sort of a gaming machine, and you can have your actual gaming machine or in another room and take this and move around the house and play wherever you want. The processor having a max TDP of just 15 watts. The battery life is excellent at an average of 6 hours, and the fan ever only kicks in when I try to deliberately stress out the CPU and GPU. This makes it a very silent piece of hardware at this price. Now, I'm not saying that this is the only laptop with said features. There may be others slightly cheaper or slightly costlier with better specs or worse specs out there that will run Linux just perfectly and well enough. but this is the one that perfectly matched my requirements and the price point where I live. So this was an overview of my new laptop. I'll be making a few more videos on this, maybe a few performance comparison here and there, maybe Android and stuff like this. Till next time, thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike the video if you didn't like it, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.